Six started life in a giant cow and is now playing at the beautiful Vaudeville Theatre, which we are currently in the foyer of. It's beautiful. And with me today to talk about the show and how it's been playing Anne Boleyn.
Hi, I'm Baylie Carson. My pronouns are they, them, and she, he, too, actually. I put that in there. And
Throw them all.
Kind of fluid and great.
It's
and
a melting
kind of
pot.
Just vibe around. Yeah, it's kind of nice.
A melting pot of pronouns.
Yeah, because
Really
gender doesn't exist. It's a construct.
Damn right, let's go.
Yeah, never forget this. Yeah, and I Boleyn. There you go.
I feel like I should. I know it's my channel, but I'll also say I use she, they pronouns. You know. I'll join in too. You play the wonderful Anne Boleyn in this show, and your time in the show is coming to an end.
It is.
How does it feel, and how's the journey felt?
Massive, insane. I'm still kind of in denial that it's finishing. I think my last day, probably a week later, I'll cry a lot. I probably have a panic attack on stage on the last show because I'll be like holding my cast hands because we're just a family. And the crew and everyone in this building, like we're just so tight. So it's going to be a really emotional day, but my body will be happy. My knees will be happy, my skin will be happy, but my mind will be sad. That's the extent.
I mean, those costumes look...
They're incredible, but they're heavy. And they're stunning, but they're hot.
Yes.
My skirt is amazing, but it's like another person.
Honestly, out of all of the shows, I ask for questions a lot, and people are like, "Oh, what costume would you like?" It's always the Anne Boleyn one.
Yeah, everyone really
always
likes that
the Anne Boleyn
one. And people dress up, it's incredible. Like, people really, they'll sit in the front row in a full cosplay outfit. And there's one time, Catherine, who used to do wardrobe, there was someone that came from, rural Australia to come see me do Boleyn. They sent me this big letter, and then they came to the show, and then Catherine sent out to the stage door, just parts of, bits and bobs of, to make part of the costume for them, and it was just, you could just see that was just, it was literally, the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I was like, yeah. If I'd gotten that as a kid, I would have, my mind would have just...
Even now, I'd be like, oh my God.
To be honest, I'd be like, wow.
But talking of Australia, perfect segue. You're from Australia.
I am.
Where exactly in Australia are you from?
I'm from a place called Adelaide, which is in South Australia, but I mostly live in Melbourne and Sydney. In fact, I still have a lease in Sydney that I need to sort out. Which is a bit worrying, but that's fine.
It'll sort itself out.
Yeah.
So coming over here, what have been the biggest culture shocks that you've experienced?
Definitely slang. Learning to say, when people say, "Are you right?" you say, "Yes, I'm good, how are you?" Because we'd say, "Hey, on." And then I say things that people don't understand. But culture shock wise, it's very, very similar, but there's just small nuances and that are different, or just the fact that buildings are different. I don't know, it's really similar.
I always feel like it's probably a bit uncanny valley. Just one thing is different, you're like...
Yeah, I mean, coffee is just terrible here. I'm sorry, but I'm from Melbourne and we're really snobby with coffee. And it's really expensive here too, so that's a culture shock. Me and all my Australian mates, we have a little coffee hub together, and we whenever they come, I'll give them a list of the okay places to go, so they don't have a full freak out. It's very funny.
So I was so happy to see you cast in this show because non-binary finery.
Yay.
We have non-binary representation in Six right now.
Yeah, we do. I was cast as a non-binary person, but the person who plays Seymour at the moment, they're beautiful trans, beautiful.
Oh, let's go! We'd love to see
and
it.
And there's also Kelly in the band is also a non-binary finery.
Look!
And yeah,
this is so beautiful to
things
see.
In the Australian cast of Six, there have been non-binary people, and then Maddie on the tour playing Boleyn too. I messaged them on Instagram when I got cast, and we were just chatting and stuff. So there's a little group of us, which has been incredible.
Is there enough to do your own trans version of Six yet? That's what we need. That's what we need.
I actually think that could happen.
Write this down. Write this down. So how has it felt performing in this musical as a non-binary actor?
Really cool, especially when you see people in the audience that you can just, you know, when you just know
Yeah.
when you see each other.
You sense it and you're like,
yeah, it's really, really nice, and you
siblings.
just get exactly sibs. And there's so many sibs, and it's nice to have sibs on stage with me too, and backstage, and it's just really lovely. But it's really cool. It's cool because in my mind, well, obviously because my Anne Boleyn is non-binary, but I think she probably could have been, because she was so forward front and thinking about everything, and she pushed so many boundaries about what it was to be a woman. But I think that if she was now, I think any of the queens, if they were now, they would have been like leading the way in like
It's so punk.
representation.
They would have been so punk.
I know. She literally got beheaded. I have her tattoo on my back, which is her motto, which is "Let them grumble," which is basically just like F everyone and do your own thing. Isn't that the most non-binary
That's
thing
amazing.
ever?
Yes.
Yeah.
My favourite thing is that when you were cast on Instagram, you described, it was your caption that I absolutely loved. It was, "She, they, Boleyn, soz not soz, I get to be trans on stage." And honestly, that just touched me.
Oh.
It was the playfulness that's so perfectly Boleyn, and then just like the joy of it. So how have you channeled your identity and your transness into this role?
Well, Gabby did created the iconic costumes. Like the first thing that happened was I came into a costume meeting, and they're like, "What do you feel comfortable in?" And it was about like being the character, but then also like what made me feel good. So I get to have, my top is really flat, so it feels like I'm in a binder. I get little shorts underneath, and I'm so aggressively masculine myself, like for me. And like when the queens are talking to me on stage within scene work, like when we're just chatting and stuff, they just talk to me with they, them pronouns, which is really nice. And I just get to authentically be a chaotic, non-binary ADHD gremlin. That's quite nice.
Love that. So why do you think Six as a show is so queer friendly?
Because it's like really like empowering you to like take your space and claim it, and like that's really cool. Like especially when it first came out, like it was so impactful for like AFAB people. Like when it first came to be, just be in your power and use your femininity to like claim your space, and like to see like a full band of AFAB people on stage, like ever really, and like it's so queer. I mean, look at what we're wearing. We're all drag queens.
Oh, yes.
It's the most drag show I've ever been. It's so fun. It's so glittery, but it's just like it's about embracing who you are. Every single person gets to be themselves, and like that means you can express any way you want to be. And that's why it's queer friendly, because it's just safe, and everyone backstage is safe, and the band is safe, and it's just it's like a warm up.
What are some things that bring you that sense of queer and trans joy?
What bring me joy? Queerness, fluidity, and people just being themselves. Like, you know, actually the first thing that happened to me when I first moved to the UK, my first day in the UK when I came to audition for Six, I walked into Trafalgar Square from like Greenwich, so I walked from Greenwich to Trafalgar Square, which is so stupid. But anyway, I was like, like, no, 1 bar, 2 this, like doing that kind of thing. And like the first thing I saw was the fact that all the traffic lights have like all the different types of genders and like queer friendly, and I was like, well, this is pretty great, isn't it? So that makes me happy. Just like, honestly, it's just seeing people be free and just, it's a hard question. I actually don't know how to answer it. But I think also watching other people express it on stage too. Like Maddie, who was Berlin on tour, the OG, they just did West End Live, and they did this musical called Babies. And they played a boy, and I'd never seen that and so for me, it was like watching, I guess, what it is for people to watch me do Berlin. I got to watch them do that, and I was like, oh my god, this is what it is to like see yourself, and it's really cool, and that made me euphoric. Yeah, and I just see people happy. It's nice. Yeah. So,
quick segment.
Yes.
I'm going to quickfire give you celebrities, icons, legends, and I would like you to cast them as a queen in Six. Quickfire, go. Britney Spears.
Oh, Howard.
Oh, great shout.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely. If you see Coco do it, Howard. Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
Alanis Morissette.
Oh, absolutely Berlin. Bohemian anarchist. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Dolly Parton.
I feel like Dolly would be a Seymour because
Oh, yeah.
I Will Always Love You was like one of the most iconic songs. But they would dress as Howard. No, but then the corset, you know what I mean? Big boobs.
Could you imagine? They would heighten that costume.
Oh my gosh.
She would slay that. Alex Newell.
They would 100% be arrogant. She would be incredible as arrogant. Can you imagine?
I want to see it now.
That'd be so good.
Finally, MJ Rodriguez.
Pa?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Have we casted everyone? Have we gone?
No, we've missed
No, we missed
Cleves.
one.
We missed Cleves.
Who'd be a perfect Cleves then?
It would be really funny. Do you know I'd like to see Bimini do Cleves? Do you know what I mean?
Well, Bombulash.
Yeah.
Oh
Wouldn't that
my
be the most
God,
campy
yes.
ever? I feel like they'd annihilate it. Why?
Or like someone like, if we're going drag queens,
Yeah.
what about like a Monet exchange?
Oh, Bob. Bob would be so funny.
Bob would do that so well. Oh, my
my
God.
God.
Or like a Candy News.
Oh, yeah?
Mm.
Yes.
Are we getting into drag race territory? We could go on for hours and we don't have that long. Oh my God. We can take these roles. We can take these roles that aren't designed for trans people and adapt them and bring transness to them.
Yeah.
But I will always sit down and say it is a shame that we don't have more roles that are written, that start out designed for trans people. Why do you think it's so important to bring these trans roles to stage?
Because we exist, and for that to exist, to show young people that we exist, and to feel free in themselves. And like, imagine if when we were like 10, and you went and saw someone on stage that was you when you were that age, how much that would mean. Because it would have helped me. Because I'm 31, and I only worked out who I was 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's
And I
only
was
been
lost.
recent for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. You just lost, but yeah. Basically, it's just we exist, and it's incredible. And imagine just like, gender is a construct, and who you want to be is who you want to be. So to be able to be fluid and play yourself and have those roles written is so important because it's about because theatre is a representation of what's outside.
Yeah.
That's why it matters.
And finally, the most important question I will ask you. If you were to design a crown to be placed upon your head, what would it look like? Carlos.
Probably a hat. Probably a snap. It'd be like a snapback.
Oh, come.
But like a full, like you know what I mean? Like it'd be like a full, like gold, like rose gold
Yes.
snapback that I could wear, and it'd be like a Tsar shapes, like pizza, like you know what I mean? Like it'd be like full, like cooker kind of vibe. And the other just like vibe and sit there like wide like this, and that'd be my
That is brilliant. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you for having these conversations because I think it is so important to be having these conversations. And thank you for just being authentically you.
Oh, that's
Thank you,
okay.
legitimately. It is so important for people who are trans. I have so many people who are trans who watch my videos and like I think it is so important for trans youth and even selfishly me to see trans people just be authentic on stage. It is beautiful.
Oh.
Now, could you quickly do just like a wonderfully chaotic come C6 in whatever way you see fit? Just ham it up. When I did Quickfire of Man, they were throwing the coasters at the camera. I want it to just be chaotic. Tell the audience why they need to come C6.
Okay. Come see Six, because this is the energy that you're going to get. And that's, you pay for that. That's money. There you go.